Welcome to the 14th video on Microsoft Surface and Windows 8. In this video, I'm going to go through some of the games that I've found on Windows 8 and on Surface. And to get to the games, you're going to go to the Microsoft Store, which is a tile that looks like the one that I just pointed to there. It should be installed by default on your Surface. So when you start this application up, you're going to see that it lands on the Spotlight section of the page. And this is basically applications that Microsoft is showcasing at the moment. To look for games, if you scroll over to the side, you'll see there's a separate section just for the games. And again, they've spotlighted a couple of them. But on the side here, they also have the top paid, top free, and new releases. And so if you go and click on one, let's just try the top free, you'll see it lists a whole bunch of applications, and on the start screen you can see the name, number of stars it's gotten as a rating, and then if there's a cost or not. And so all of these are in the free section, so it says free. But let's just start up Flow Free here so you can see a little bit more of the information. Here you can see the star rating again, 4 out of 5. But an important thing to watch for is how many people have rated the application. If it has 5 out of 5 stars and only one person has rated it, it could have been the developer or a friend, so you're not sure how much weighting to give to that. But once 100 or 200 people have rated a game, you can be pretty certain that you're seeing a fairly good average. And so this one is one I'm going to eventually try out because 4 out of 5 is a pretty good rating. The other thing you might want to check out, especially for games that you're going to purchase, is over here there's a review section. And if you click on that tab, you'll see that it lists a whole bunch of the reviews from it. So not only how many stars each person gave and when they gave that, but also some text to sort of say what they thought about the game. And so this is a way you can take a look at it and sort of figure out, is this something you're going to enjoy? And obviously each person likes different things for games, but from these different techniques you might be able to sort of see which ones you want to try. All the games I'm going to show you tonight are either free or they're ones that they have demo versions, which allow you to play a couple of levels. And so this will give you a chance to try them out yourself if you'd like. So the first one I wanted to demonstrate for you is called Cut the Rope. And it's this icon right here. I've already gone ahead and installed these so we didn't have to wait on it. So when it comes up here, you hit play, and because I've played this before, some of the levels are unlocked already. When you play it, it's actually going to start you off on one and you won't have a choice. But the very first level, it's basically a very simple one, but it shows you some of the things that you need to do. And so it's showing you that there's some candy suspended by a string, some stars that you want to try to hit while you're feeding the monster at the bottom. And so this one's really easy. You just cut the rope and you see the candy falls through all the stars, monster eats it, and he's happy. Now the next level is going to get a little bit more complicated. You can see on this one there's now 3 strings, 3 stars, and we want to try to get all the stars. And so you sort of have to try to guess what order to cut the strings in order to make it happen. And so I'm guessing if we cut this small string, the candy will fall into that star anyway. So let's start there. You can see, yep, does that. Also swings over and hits the other one. So how are we going to get that 3rd star? Well, I think if we wait till it goes to the end, cut it, drops down, feeds the monster, we get all 3 stars again. And so you can see, pretty simple idea, but in each level they add some new element. Sometimes it's new ways of moving the candy, sometimes it's new things with the star, the monster, but quite a fun game. And I've played a number of levels, and I might even purchase this one because I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So that's Cut the Rope. I believe that one is available on other devices as well. I've only had a Windows tablet. I haven't had an iPad or anything, so I haven't really looked into the other ones, but I think that one has been around for a little while. Now the next game I wanted to show you is called Draw a Stickman Epic, and this is the demo version. Now this one I can't quite figure out if it's a kid's game or it's an adult's game, and I'll explain a little bit more about that, but I find it enjoyable and I can really see kids getting into this as well. So you start by drawing a stickman, and so I don't have very many artistic talents here, but let's try something. I'll put a couple eyes, can draw a hat on my stick figure, and then when you're done you hit the check mark to save it. And you can see it's telling me to now walk him around, and you can see it does a little bit of animation with the thing I've drawn, and it's asking me to draw a friend. So I'm going to click that and then I'll make it a female friend here. So click yes there, and then I'm going to give the friend a name, so Lisa, and then press enter. And you can see now the story starting. And so basically these two stick figures are starting on a page. She jumps off and heads, tells me to follow. So I just click somewhere to jump off the page myself. There it goes. So now jumping down. And then what you'll see is that actually go a little bit further over. You can see that the book turns into a monster, gobbles up my friend, and then takes off. And so basically my job now, the game, is for me to try to save my friend Lisa. And so you can make these stick figures as complicated as you want, but it's sort of a cool idea because the whole game, you draw different things to try to make it through obstacles and solve puzzles. And so you can sort of see on this screen, it's showing me how to draw fire. And so you start off on this open screen, you can walk your stick figure around, and you'll see this cute little bunnies, some trees, all that kind of stuff. But basically you want to now try to solve all these puzzles. And so in my mind, this is very much like a choose your own adventure game, where kids might enjoy this because they get to be a little bit more interactive with the story. Some of the puzzles are quite complicated though, so that's why I think it might be a game that you would play with your kids versus having them play it by themselves, at least if they're under the ages of like 9 or something. So right now here, I have a fence that's blocking me from going down the path, so I can pick fire, draw some fire, hit OK, and you'll see the gate catches on fire and burns down, and now I can get through. You can experiment quite a bit here. For example, what happens if I draw fire on a tree? The tree burns, and if there's tree nearby it, those other ones will burn as well, and you can actually get burnt yourself, your character. And then if you go a little bit further here, you'll see that there's some dynamite that you can use to blow away the rocks. And so each level gets a little bit more complicated, but it's sort of a fun story, and I can imagine that you could make it into choose your own adventure with your kids if you choose to do so. I'm enjoying it enough myself that I'm actually going to continue to play it because some of the puzzles are quite challenging. And so that's Epic Stickman, if you want to give that one a try. And the last one I want to show you is called Wordament. And this one's only available on Windows 8, I believe. And this one is quite addictive. I started to play it last night and was having a hard time stopping. And let me just sort of demonstrate here. So you can see that the timer's already started counting down because you're actually playing against other people online. And so it's going to compare the scores. And what you're looking to do is basically spell out as many words as you can. And you can do that up, down, left, and right. So you can see here, I can drag across, and then it spells mead, gives me 9 points for that one. I can also do something like rod. What's another one here? Sag. Can do mess. And so you need to be a little bit creative, and basically trying to spell as many words as you can in the time that you have. We sort of started in the middle, so we don't have a lot of time to do. Oh, that one I got wrong, but there's another one. Or how about road? There's probably some way to do rodeo or something as well. You can see we're almost out of time here. So what it does is it shows you how many points you got. So I got 50 out of a possible 2,946, not great. And I got 6 out of 184 words. What it's going to do now is it's actually going to show me words that I missed so that I can try to improve along with how many scores there are. And then the thing that really makes it addictive is it's now going to rate me against everyone else that played that game, because it's gathering up all the scores and stuff to sort of show. And so you can see I'm in the lower 3%, and it's showing who the top winners are, what country they're from, and all that. And this is a lot of fun. I'm quite enjoying this game. I think last night I got up to 33%, which is still not that great, but with a little bit more practice, hopefully I can get even better. And so this one's a lot of fun, and it's a 2-minute puzzle. It keeps in a loop. You keep on playing it, trying to see how high you can get score-wise. So anyways, hope these are some games you'll enjoy, and will also give you some ideas of things to search for in the store. I will do more videos on games and applications because that's really something that makes any kind of device interesting. And I think there's a lot of interesting ones to go through. If you have any suggestions yourself, I would love to see them. Some of them I might be able to show to others, do a video on them. And anyways, stay tuned. I'll have another one of these out next week.